Hello, everyone. Welcome to another weekly live stream. I'm back in town. I took a week off when I was in Maui. That was so relaxing. It was so fun. But now I'm back at home, ready to get into all the crafting again. Before we get into tonight's card, I did want to remind you all that we have a new class at onlinecardclasses.com. It is called Celebrate, and there's a link down below in the video description if you want to click over there and sign up for class, maybe even pick up the class kit at either concordandknights.com or simonstamp.com. It's going to be a great class. It's shaping up to be one of my favorites, I think. I'm never going to have enough birthday cards, so this class is going to be great. So once again, the link's down below the video description. And speaking of, I'm going to be giving away some spots in that class during Wednesday's live mail call. So if you participated in mail call and you're waiting for your card to be shown, or you just want to see if you might win a spot in the Celebrate class, come watch the live mail call. It's going to be, let's see, I'm going to live stream it at 2 p.m. Mountain Time on Wednesday. So I hope you'll come back and join me. Hello to everyone over there in the chat. So sorry I had to start a little bit late. I needed to grab something to eat before going live. I was putting labels on products and it took longer than I thought. Isn't that always the case? Like when you're organizing, it takes longer than you think it would. So it like ran late and I'm like, oh no, I need to eat before I go live. So, oh, thank you, Crafty Toad. It's an interesting hair day. I wasn't loving it at first, but now it's looking okay. I don't know. We'll see. This curly hair journey is a little bit of a roller coaster, up and down. You never know what your hair is going to look like. It's kind of crazy. I think I would save money and time if I would just blow dry it straight. But I'm deep into this. I'm committed. Okay, let's see here. Oh, yes. Sika is telling Andrew she got her cards, which is so nice. She got the cards from Huvie, actually. Okay. So let's get into tonight's card. I'm going to flip over to the overhead. All right, so I'm going to be using a couple of die sets that came out in my April release, the Loved and Happy dies and the Spring Bloom Inlay dies. And this is actually somewhat inspired by a card that I already shared for that release. It's this card right here. I just really loved the metallic flowers covering this entire 5x7 card. So I thought I would maybe do an ink blended background and then die cut a bunch of the flower, arrange it to make a really cool background, and then we would just put a greeting on top. I'm sort of I'm anticipating that it'll be a little bit busy with the background. So like I did on this card, I'll probably have to do a band of some solid cardstock just to give it a little bit of, I don't know, a place for your eyes to rest. And then we'll put one of these greetings on top, probably in gold as well. And I'm thinking I might do like a champagne or platinum instead of like bright gold. So I've actually picked out some colors already too. I thought they'd be really pretty. So these are the colors I'm going to be using. So I've been making cards for my upcoming May release, and there's one card that has these two colors blended together, and it is Chef's Kiss. I love it. And so I want, you know what, let's add in Sunflower. They're kind of all that kind of muted, a little bit of that muted shade. I think they would blend really beautiful together. So we're going to try that tonight. I'm going to put the dies aside. We're not going to do any die cutting for a little bit. We're going to go straight into actually ink blending the card. So I've got my three colors up here. I think, yeah, I will just ink blend on some scratch paper. This is like computer printer paper, right? So here we go. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Vicky's telling me my nails are fun. I used the new Dazzle Dry colors that just came out on Friday. I did a little nail art video for Dazzle Dry, so hopefully they'll share this nail art tutorial sometime soon. But I didn't have time to repaint my nails. You guys are seeing it. And I think they kind of go with this colorful vibe up here, right? That's kind of fun. All right, I'm going to grab some blending brushes. I'm going to use these big, huge ones. Why not? These are the big ones from Pinkfresh. And then the ink stand. I don't know why I didn't get an ink stand years ago. I think we were talking about this during the Altenew class yesterday. Some of you were there. There was an Altenew retreat this weekend, and we were talking about how some of us are just really slow adopters of new tools into our craft room. It took me like 2 or 3 years to get an ink stand. And then finally I did. Okay, I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to start with sunflower. I'm going to start with yellow because I can tend to like get carried away and then the yellow doesn't have enough space. You know, like this yellow gets overtaken. So I'm going to start with sunflower. Really load up my brush here. Ooh, that's an inky juice pad. Inky juice pad. That's a juicy ink pad. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm channeling Yoda from May the 4th from yesterday. Can that be my excuse? I'm just trying to talk like Yoda. Talk like Yoda, I do. My husband will get a crack out of that if he's watching. Sometimes he's in the basement trying to be quiet and he tunes in and he watches. We'll see. Oh, thank you, Leanne. That was a really fun class. I was really happy with how it all turned out. Okay. I've got the yellow. It's taken up like nearly half of the card. I want it to transition over to Brickyard, so I'm going to go ahead and get that going. But Brickyard has to come in like right down the center, so this should be interesting. So I'm just going to bring it. You know, Brickyard is one of those colors that I was like, do I need that? Do I need another red? I needed another red. I did. And it has this kind of soft warmth to it that's really pretty. I think of all of the new 2025 colors from Concord and Ninth, Plumberry, which I'm about to use next, is my favorite. It's the color I didn't know I needed. It's just a delightful color. You're going to see it in a minute and you're going to completely understand. It's kind of along the same vibes as Seedless Preserves in the Distress line. And that is also one of my most favorite ink colors, is Seedless Preserves. If I'm going to go for a Distress color combo, I would say 50% of the time it's going to have some Seedless Preserves in it. I just love that like red-violet shade. It looks so great. All right, and Sunflower I think is a really underrated yellow. It's a nice yellow. All right, I'm gonna get a little more right there in the center. I'm like looking up in my computer monitor and I'm like, it's like giving me a good visual of like how much more blending I need to do. Okay, let's move on to Plumberry. And just because I'm paranoid about colors mixing and I'm right-handed, why not? I'm gonna switch this. Ooh, Betsy says Pimento and Brickyard are my favorites. Starfruit is super fun and also and Lakefront. Seriously, all of them. All of them. They're all good. All right, on to Plumberry. Oh, I love this color. I love this color too much for my own good. Hold on. I feel like, I mean, that's not super inky. I don't think it's going to get all over my hand, but I'm paranoid. So I'm going to get some Post-it tape. And just do what I do when I normally do my oxide blending. Just keeps it from getting fingerprints. Okay, are you ready for this? Oh, it's such a pretty color. And Plumberry blends it into Brickyard. Stop it. Oh, I love it so much. Oh, Nancy's got weather in her neck of the woods, I guess somewhere, right? Your weather radio is going off? Like tornadoes or something? Stay safe out there, kids. Do it get inky? Nope. Nope. Well, Leanne's saying Plumberry displaced Poppy as your favorite. Well, Poppy's not my favorite color. I just think it's an essential color that I cannot, like, okay, I have to back up. At C9 Winter Retreat, it's their virtual event that they had in February. They played this game that was like, it was like a March Madness bracket, but they were narrowing down all of the C9 colors. Not all of them. They just like randomly picked some to start the bracket. And a lot weren't even on the bracket to begin with. But like as a group of the teachers for the event, we had to narrow it down and like eliminate colors. In fact, after the event, I think Greg and Jennifer did it live on YouTube and they did different colors. But I don't know how, but Poppy was eliminated in the very first round. And I was like, excuse me, like we just had Christmas and Valentine's Day and you're eliminating the bright red? Who are we? Like as a crafter, don't you need a bright red? Even if it's just to put like a little heart on something, a little heart, little red heart. Seriously. Brickyard, Poppy, Pimento is a good blend. Really? Okay, I could see that. I could see that. Because, you know, like Brickyard's got a little bit of that oranginess to it. I could really see that. Okay, but stop it. Like this blend, I cannot. Okay, I feel like I need to get it blended into the sunflower a little bit more. So I'm like, do I want to, you know what? I don't want to lose the sunflower. So I'm going to only blend the sunflower. I'm not going to blend any more Brickyard because I'm afraid it's going to like overtake. It's kind of a sunset color combo, isn't it? I'm afraid it's going to overtake the yellow if I add any more Brickyard. So I'm only going to do sunflower because I really want to get this blended in more. I might have to do Brickyard, but I'd really like to not. I'd like to preserve any of it that I can. Whoa, I just came in with a really juicy brush. Let's even that out. The good thing about C9 inks is that they will dry back a little bit and soften and blend out. So it's not the end of the world that I've got this big like stamp right there. This is giving me like summer sunset vibes. Yeah. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that to blend anymore. We're gonna stop there. Christina, walk away. It's okay. Okay. And now we're gonna do a bunch of ink blending. And hopefully by the time I've done not ink blending, we're gonna do a bunch of die cutting. And hopefully by the time I've done the die cutting, this ink blending will be mostly dry and you'll see how it softens out. So remember what this looks like. In fact, I'm tempted to take a screenshot and then I can put it on camera and we can compare. Okay, I'm just taking a little screenshot so we know what it looks like. And then we'll come back and we'll see how it's changed because I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of die cutting. All right. Thank you for your service. This piece of scratch paper. Okay. Let's see here. Yes, Denise, I'm channeling the Hawaiian sunsets that I miss. And that's exactly what's happening. All right, I'm going to grab, I forgot to grab some metallic cardstock, so I'm going to go grab that right now. I'm thinking Anna Griffin has these two kind of like gold shades of cardstock that are really pretty. And they're not like the normal golds. They're a little different. They're champagne, and then I think there's just what she calls gold. Let me grab both. And we can decide which is going to go best with our blend. I'm kind of thinking it might be the champagne. I think the regular gold might be a little too intense. Do you see how there's just a little difference in those? I'll pull out a little scrap of each and we can compare. So that's the gold. That's the champagne. Here's the ink blend. So there's the champagne, or we have the gold. It's pretty subtle difference. Let me pick this up. I think I like the champagne. There's a little softness to it. I'm going to go with the champagne. I was going to have you guys vote, but I think I'm just going to preemptively decide that we're doing champagne. In fact, I think that's the one that I put in the supply list. Okay, set that back aside, and we will do a bunch of die cutting. In fact, I'm going to pull out this big, huge sheet. It comes in a pack where you get 12 6x8 and 12 8x12. So they're really big sheets. Okay. And then we just need to cut out a bunch of this one flower. Okay. I think I'm going to cut this in half. I need to get a new blade for my little slider trimmer, the Tim Holtz slider trimmer. I need to, let's see, this was 12. Okay, so I'm gonna do 6. Yeah, the blade is getting dull and it was starting to fray my cardstock more often than not. So I need to get a new blade. I was placing an order for like some crafty things yesterday and I was like, what did I need to order? This is my mental note. That's what I need to order. Okay. We're gonna do a bunch of this die cutting. And yeah, I think I'm gonna have it cut up into, I don't think I'm able to get 2 of these out of this. It's just gonna be 1. Maybe I won't use that. I'll use this. And I'll just go straight down into the metallic. That's easier. Ooh, but I do want to preserve the nice thing, so I'll put my clean plate on top. Let's see, where's my little pokey tool? Here we go. So pretty. All right. And if I remember correctly, when I made that original card with all of these flower die cuts, I cut out 5. So I'm just going to cut out 5 again. Let's see, can I fit? Oh, I almost can get the entire thing right there. You know what? I probably should put double-sided adhesive on the back of these too. No, it's fine. We'll just glue. There we go. Okay, there's 2. Can I get 1 more out of this? I totally can. Lovely. I think that's the most I'll be able to get out of these sheets is 3, but I could probably cut my greeting out of that. So I'm going to save the scraps. For like specialty cardstocks, I generally save scraps. As long as it's big enough to die cut something out of it, I'm going to save it. All right, we'll set that aside. We've got 3 and we need 5. So let's see, how did I cut those? I had it like this. I love it when it pops out quick without any issue. I love that. Okay, and then I'm just trying to get as many cuts out of this as possible. It was like this. It was just nestled right up in. I'm looking at the cardstock to see if the ink blend is drying back nicely. It looks pretty good. I don't think it's completely dried back yet though. Oh, there was like something right there. That's annoying. Sometimes that helps too. Just drop your die from like 12 inches above your work surface. Other people like to like tap the die against the edge of their table or their, counter or whatever you're working on, and that knocks out all of the little bits inside the die as well. All right. All right, should we see if it's dried back much? It's only been a few minutes. I don't think it's changed. I don't think it's changed much yet. Let's see if I can add. Okay, this is what it looked like before. Yeah, it looks the same. It looks the same. It hasn't done anything yet. It was a good experiment to see if it would dry down enough in just that short amount of time. It'll probably dry down over the next hour or two, maybe even a couple hours. Okay, let's glue all of these on. And you know what? Since I have the other card, I'm just going to use that as a reference so I know where I'm adhering them. And I also need to decide what like orientation I want on the card. I'm kind of thinking like this, or maybe even like this, and then have, well, that's a lot of Plumberry. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to do the greeting out of white. Anyway, let's just get this started. So it looks like we're going to adhere this one like, oh, that's really pretty. I like that. It's going to be right there. I'm going to grab a little bit of glue and tweezers, wherever they walked off to. Here they are. And because I don't know where it's exactly going to run off the edge of the card, I'm just going to do really rough little lines of glue. I just need glue in most of the spots to hold it down. Okay. And then looks like it's about right there. I'll put my paperweight right there while I ink up another one. Okay, this looks like it's a full one, like right there. So I'm going to apply glue to the entire back. Oh, Cheryl says she sees a difference. I was mostly looking at the big, huge blob of yellow ink. And I didn't see much of a difference there. Okay, you can also just dab little bits of glue all around. Okay. This one looks like this leaf is like right about like that. It's like nestled in. So I'm just getting those in the right spot, and then I'll just use my paperweight to press that down again. Okay, so these other ones that are like hanging off the edge, I'm actually going to glue them on and then trim it off, because then I can use whatever's left and move it to a different part of the card. I believe that's what I did first time around. Getting some of that glue that's kind of squidging out. Ooh, Leanne's asking about a rose gold metallic cardstock. I think it would look really pretty on this as well. Okay, so I mostly need just like the flower and this part of the sleeve. So like basically this section right here. So I'm only going to apply glue. You know, it probably would have been a good idea to use a double-sided adhesive on this. I think it would make adhering this lots easier. but that ship has sailed. Okay. Then we can put this one like, oh, I forgot to get that leaf. Oh no, I got it. Okay. It's like right there. It's a little different than the original card I'm looking at, but close enough. All right. This right here, what is that? Okay, it looks like it's that right there. So it's like nestled into this right here. Okay. I think at this point, I've just, you know, I can probably set this aside and I'm just going to start filling in all the gaps. I think this flower could go right there. Maybe even at an angle. All right, so let's get the glue on here. Just mostly getting the glue on different areas. And I think it's mostly just going to be the flower that is on the card, so I'm not going to worry about the leaves at this point. Move that down there. We have one more full flower. So if I wanted to like maximize it, I could have it be like right here. But I kind of think I want the flower to come off like that. I think that could be pretty. And then we'll just have a couple little spots we need to fill in. Okay, so we need this leaf and most of the flower. This is the Spring Bloom Inlay dies, by the way. If you go to the visual supplies link at the top of the video description, it will be right there. You know what? I need a little bit on this leaf as well. Just put glue on most of it just in case. Okay. All right, put that paperweight right there. I'm just let that dry for a minute, and then we're going to cut off all these extra pieces. And we should be able to, uh-oh, I glued it down. We're okay. It'll come up. There we go. Now it moves freely. And I'm dragging glue everywhere. That's cute. Cut off the excess and then just use those extra little bits to fill in any gaps. All right, just let that sit for just a moment. I'm going to come over here in the chat, say hello. Scarby Cat says, I saw someone use liquid glue on her super thin die cuts and lightly press it on release paper before putting on her project. That way she had no glue squishing out. Yes, I saw Debbie Hughes do that. And sometimes I remember to do that. Most of the time I don't. Because sometimes I like to have a little extra glue so I have some slip so I can move things around. Oh yes, a Xyron would be good for this one. Barbara's asking about my current nail polish design. I did do a video, but it was for Dazzle Dry, so they'll be sharing it on their social media accounts at some point, I'm assuming. Janie or Janny, yes, this is a die set that I designed. It came out in my April release. It's called Spring Bloom Inlay Dies. And yeah, it's linked down below if you go to the visual supply list. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this over and I'm just going to cut away everything that's past the edge of the card. I doubt I'm going to need this little stem, but you never know. most of the stem outside of the flower is on this one, so we'll have some good leaves for the edges. It's hard to believe I got 5 full flowers on here. It's just these little extras hanging out. It's kind of cute having those empty spots, isn't it? Do I want to fill them in? I think I do. Okay, so we can bring in, oh yeah, that'll be great. We can just go right there and kind of fill in that gap. All right, I have to remind myself, what am I gluing? Putting right there. Can I angle it and get a little bit more of the leaves on? Not really. I think I'm just going to do this because it will fill that corner a little bit more. So both of these leaves. Okay, oh, I've got a lot of glue hanging out, not a problem. Usually just dabbing with your finger will pick that up. I'll hold that one down a little bit longer. And then, let's see, Pam's asked, oh, you need those really big scissors Jennifer uses. I have the Spellbinder scissors. They hurt my hands. So they've been designated to the kitchen, to the utility drawer / junk drawer. All right, I can bring in these leaves over here. I don't think I need to use that full, both leaves. I think I could probably just do this one. Yeah, I like it. It's just the single leaf. It can come in just like this. And then I'm going to snip off that leaf. And I'm thinking maybe have that come in like right there. That's a lot of leaves in that one corner, isn't it? I don't want to lose my die. Let's see here. One more leaf right there. I think that would be okay. We'll do just one more leaf right there. Okay. I think that pretty much fills it. So I just need to wait for that to dry. And you know what? That little blob, hardly noticeable now with the stuff on top. Megan's asking, is there an embossing folder with this set? No, unfortunately, I haven't done any embossing folders for my line yet. I need to figure out how to do that. I mean, C9 does them, so I know it's possible, but I haven't figured that out by my own line yet. Okay. A couple of those are still drying a little bit, but there we go. Oh, I love that. That's so pretty. Okay. I'm going to put my die away. That was my metal shim. Put my die away. And then now we need to decide Well, I might as well go ahead and glue this down to a 5x7 card base. And yay, I have one already ready to go. Okay, so that's going to go just on the card base. And then I have my die cut greeting. I'm thinking maybe if I just do it in white, I think that would be enough to make it stand out. Like stack a bunch of white, like maybe do it on white foam. Ooh, white glitter foam. Do I have a glitter foam that would match this? I'm going to go check. I have quite a few glitter foams or even glitter cardstock that might look really, really pretty with these colors. But I've got to go check to see. Okay, because I want to say like a lot of the glitter foam that I have is kind of like basic glitter colors, you know, so they might not look the best. Oh, that could be interesting. Hold on. Oh, I think we have a contender. Okay, there's always white glitter foam, but what do we think about that? I think that could be kind of pretty. There's also, this is from Spellbinders. They're peony pinks. There's also one that's got a little more pink to it. So there's both of those. I don't know how I feel about that. I think like white might look really pretty. Just like a white glitter. Let me see. They also have like a red, yellow, kind of like a dusty pink. And then Altenew has some really fun glitter papers too. Let me see if any of these would work. I was just cleaning my craft room and I came across some of theirs. Where did I put it? It was just out here. I think they were like blues, so probably wouldn't look that good anyway. But interesting. Okay, any other? Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. Let's look at these glitters. Ah, stop it. That matches Plumberry. That's the rhodolite down here. Okay, what about... I think white's going to be a good go-to. So let's see. Oh, that's a really pretty white glitter. You know what? Let's die cut both. I'm kind of intrigued by this darker one right here because I think that could match really pretty. But then I'm also really intrigued by this glitter foam that's kind of like a different, you know, it's kind of along the same lines as that Plumberry, but it's just lighter. So I think it might actually on top of the yellow, I think that would look weird. But if it was on top of the Plumberry, that could be really interesting. You know what? Let's just die cut a few things and see what happens. We'll do all three and then decide which is the best. Now the glitter ones, I think I will die cut some, you know, some stuff so I could stack it. But the glitter foam, I could just adhere it directly to the card. Okay, which greeting do we want to do? Thinking of you. I think that's probably a safe bet. Let's do thinking of you. And I could do it on the glitter and then do a white outline. I think that could work. That darker glitter. Whew, so pretty. Let's try this one first. I also need to die cut the white background. The only thing that's bad about a grading on glitter foam is that it can kind of stretch a little bit sometimes, depending on how careful you are removing it. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a beast to get out of the die, unless you've adhered a little bit of paper on the back. I'm trying to not stretch it at all. And adhering it to the white shadow layer will help. But I'm just being very gentle as I remove it. Okay, there we go. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, I'm going to die cut this really quick. Ooh, a vellum shadow. That looks pretty. Okay. So something like that. Oh, that could be really pretty. All right, let's cut the dark glitter really quick. And it's like thick paper. It's very substantial. I hope it cuts well. I might have to put another shim in. In fact, you know what? I'm kind of anticipating I will need to do that, so I'm just going to do that right now. Because it's really thick. And I also need to swap my plates before I forget. All right, let's hope this cut all the way through. Oh, it most definitely did. Oh, that's so pretty. Stop it. Oh my word. Ooh, it looks like it's out of Plumberry, but it's not. I love that. Okay. Do you guys see that sparkle on that? Okay, I kind of like the idea of the vellum. So let's cut the shadow out of vellum really quick and just see what that looks like. And I happen to have a vellum that is on the thicker side. So I think it's going to look really good because I won't even need to double it up. You know what? I swear I had some vellum that was already cut, just sitting around somewhere. Hold on. I totally do. Okay, where'd my scissors end up? It got a little tear right there. That's annoying. Maybe it won't show very much. I don't think it will. I think the F will cover it mostly. Oh, that's pretty. Do we have a winner? I think we have a winner. Okay, do we want it like that? Let's adhere this first, and then we can move things around and kind of play with it and decide exactly how we want to do it. I love how we just preemptively just, no, the dark one's good. We don't even need to think about the white glitter anymore. Do I want to put this stacked up though? I think stacked up would look nice and make it stand out a little bit. So I think I will die cut it out just a couple more times so that we could stack it. This like almost like rose gold, really soft shade of like the glitter foam. Stop it. I'm gonna have to use that on something because it's really pretty. Ooh, stack from behind. Good idea. I kind of think I want, well, yeah, I think stacking from behind would be good. You could try it. All right, I think I'm going to do one more out of white. I don't think that'll fit. Can I get one more out of this one? I can. Ooh, stack with Plumberry cardstock. That would be a good idea. Okay. A sunflower shadow? I don't know. I kind of like the small amount of yellow used. Okay, so if it was, let's go ahead and just stack these three. Then we can decide if we want it stacked on top of the vellum with the glitter or if we want it behind. And you know what? I might as well just go ahead and adhere this down to my card front. Oh, and I forgot to turn that back on. Sorry. I was running all over my craft room. I didn't want to make you look at a blank wall, so. Okay, and then down onto my folded card base. Wow, that actually lined up really well. That surprises me. I'm always having to like slice off a little bit of the front or something. Okay, and then we're going to do our fun little fast stack die cut technique. Oh, got glue globbing on the end here. Okay. So basically, you're going to quickly add dabs of glue to all but the top layer of your stack. And then you're going to stack them all at the same time. I might be pushing it because there's a lot of little spots on these die cuts, but I'm hopeful I can make it work. Okay. So then we stack that one, and then that one, and then you use your fingers to kind of squish them around and get them lined up just right. The whole idea is that you're working so quickly that the glue hasn't had a chance to dry yet, so that you can get everything lined up and stacked just right. Okay. All right, so we could put the glitter on top and we could just put it there. Oh, I think it gets lost. Definitely needs the vellum. So it would be the vellum directly down on, then with our stacked greeting on top, or we adhere the glitter directly to the vellum, and then this goes down and then it's popped up. You know, I think I like the white directly behind the glitter. I think it makes it stand out a little bit. So I'm just going to do that. So now I'm just adding glue to the white. Get that stacked on top. It's really pretty. I really like this dark glitter paper. Okay. I'm going to adhere this to the vellum first, and then I can put the glue just behind where the words are on the vellum so it doesn't show through. I think having like the white layers underneath will, you know, make it a little bit easier to read on top of the Plumberry ink blending. Oh, I just slid it over. Oops. Okay, that's close enough. Put my paperweight on top. Actually, I'm seeing that it is not close enough for my liking. Whatever, Christina, it's okay. Walk away, walk away, walk away. Let's see. I'm looking over at the comments. Sorry, just catching up. Ashley got her Celebrate class supplies. Awesome. Mitch or Mish, I'm not sure, is asking if it's too late to sign up for the class. It is not too late. Sorry, there was something stuck on my computer mouse. You can sign up like all the way, even past that when the class is, you know, in session. It's one of those classes that will stay up there forever. All right, let's glue this down. So I'm just going to add bits of glue like directly behind so it won't show through the vellum. Okay. And then here's our card. Oh, that's kind of pretty too. I think I like it on top of the Plumberry though. Right there. And hopefully there's enough glue to catch onto the gold. Oh yeah, there is. I'm like wiggling it and it's good. All right, I'll put that paperweight on. Now I'll clean up. You know what? Since I already have the sentiment going, I might as well just go ahead and glue it down, right? Save it for another card. Why not? Since we have to wait for that to dry anyway. I'm just going to go ahead and add some glue onto the back of this. All right. Just getting this all wiggled on. Because it's foam, it doesn't want to stay in one spot. Okay, that's pretty cute too, right? Okay, how pretty would it be if it was on something with the rubelite glitter underneath? Stop it. Maybe I should have done the shadow background and the rubelite and then put the glitter foam on top. How pretty would that be? Stop it. Look how pretty that would be. But I do think it needs the white to make it really stand out. Okay, this is probably dried enough now. Yeah, I think the vellum was a good choice. All right, here is the finished card. I love that. That turned out so pretty. Who knew that like rubelite color from Altenew would be almost a perfect match for Plumberry? It's not like perfect, but it's kind of like the same color as where Brickyard and Plumberry meet, like that kind of more reddish tone. That's totally what it is. I love that. Andrea says, now I need to design a card around that glitter foam greeting. Right? Wouldn't that be cute? I think that'd be adorable. Like maybe do the spring inlay, but do the interior pieces out of foam, like a glitter foam, and then the flower can be this color and maybe that. Like do it all glittery. Oh, that'd be so pretty. I love that. All right, well, that wraps up the card for tonight. I'm going to do a quick little spiel for those watching the edited replay that will hopefully go up tomorrow. I'm hoping I'll have time to do it. It'll go up tomorrow. So here we go. So here is the finished card for tonight. I love that how that greeting kind of matches the ink blending a little bit. I think it turned out so great. And I sometimes I think that like a metallic cardstock and glitter paper might be over the top when you use them together. But in this case, I am just loving that. Having those stacked gives it a little bit more of a substantial look. Looks nice and kind of rich, right? Pretty cool. Just a reminder that you can sign up for the Celebrate class over at onlinecardclasses.com. And I'm going to be doing mail call live this Wednesday at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, just right in the middle of the afternoon. We're going to open all the mail. And the theme for, let's see, this would have been for April, was birthday cards. So lots of birthday cards. May is my birthday month. So it's all, celebrate all month long, right? That's why we're doing the Celebrate class. And we're also opening all those mail call cards that are birthday cards. So it should be a lot of fun. I hope to see you there on Wednesday. And thanks so much for watching. I will catch you in another video very soon. Okay. All right. Let's see here. There we go. All right. Now I can have both on screen. If you have any questions that I missed, now is a good time to put those in the chat. Oh, thank you, birthday month. Oh, Amy has a birthday in May as well. Happy birthday, Amy. Love it. Let's see. Let's see here. Oh, Fran says she can't wait for the online celebration class. I have mine. I love this card. Awesome. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's check the yellow blob. Let's check the yellow blob. Hold on. Let me get rid of that. And then here we go. Let's check the the, well, I can sort of see it up here, but not really. I mostly see where my glue smudged, but let's look at this again. Okay, I'll turn it upside down so we can see it. Yeah, you can hardly see it at all. It really, yeah, there's the difference. Ta-da! I'm glad you mentioned that, so it reminded me to compare them again. Cool. I love how that turned out. Awesome. Okay, I see some questions. Does Altenew carry the glitter in sheet? I want to say they only have the little pieces, the little sheets that are this size in glitter paper, but I could be wrong. When I update the supply list, I'll have to look for it. How were Fred and Kevin when you were in Hawaii? They were great. They bonded with my mom quite a bit. My mom came out and cuddled with them every single afternoon, like a couple times during the day. And then my friend Jen that works at Concord at night, she came in the mornings and the evenings to like feed them and put them up in their bedroom at night because we wanted to keep them on the same routine or whatever. So, but there was one morning, we're not entirely sure what happened, but the gate that keeps them from going upstairs was somehow open. And my mom went somewhere, she came home, and then the gate was open and the cats were gone. And she was like, what in the world? So she started calling their names and they came running down the stairs. They had been upstairs in my craft room for presumably a couple of hours. And the only thing that any damage that they noticed was that there were some papers on my island that had fallen on the floor. And then I have my paper trimmer that I keep behind me on the window seat behind me. And the paper trimmer had started to fall. It was almost falling on the floor. So obviously the cats had been up on the surfaces and playing with things, but for the most part, they're good. And now they sit outside my mom's door. Like my mom has her own kind of like apartment in our house, and they sit outside her door, like waiting for her to come out and cuddle with them. So it's pretty cute, but they did great. What was my favorite Maui moment? Oh gosh, there were too many. I want to say it was our first full day. It had the most beautiful sunset, and we met outside as an entire group and we took photos. The lighting was just unreal. It was just such a beautiful evening, and it was not warm at all. It was like a little bit cool, and there was a nice breeze, and the sunset was just beautiful, and there were turtles on the beach. I mean, it was unreal. So, I mean, it was just beautiful. Let's see here. Looking for any other questions that might have come in. Oh, Larry's a May 19th. I'm May 15th. Tina's saying, I ordered the Celebrate classes and never received an email nor the link. Okay. Did you register for class or did you buy product? If you bought product, you should have an email and they'll ship it to you. If you just registered for class, you should have received an email that says, hey, you placed an order and you registered for class. But if not, double check to make sure it's actually in your account. Go to onlinecardclasses.com and you'll want to sign in. And on your account page, it will list all the classes you're in. And if it was a successful purchase and whatever, you should be able to click through and go to the very first post in the class. It's just a welcome post. There's not like any additional info or anything. It's just, just saying hello and talking a little bit about the class. And there's also like a link to the Facebook group there. So look for that. If by chance it is not in your account and you do remember ordering it, send a customer service email. There's links over onlinecardclasses.com. There's like a contact us at the bottom of the page. Send a little email and say, hey, I'm pretty sure I signed up for this class and it's not in my account. And Heather, our trusty customer service gal, she will track it down for you and she'll figure it out. And we'll make sure you get into class. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, Andrea just said she checked the Altenew site for glitter paper, but the only color that comes in letter size sheets is silver. Good to know. Let's see here. Oh, Tina's asking when my birthday is. It's the 15th. Let's see here. Linda's asking, I thought I saw something about your nails. Are they press-ons? Can't find the chat. No, I painted these. They are with the new polish colors from Dazzle Dry that just came out on Friday. I filmed a tutorial for it, but it's going to be on the Dazzle Dry social media accounts. So I can't share it until they've shared it. So I have to wait for a little bit to share it. But I didn't have time to repaint my nails. So you guys get to see the fun little nail art. Sandra's asking what resort did we stay at? We did not stay at a resort. We rented a house that was on the beach and it was beautiful. And I want to go back. We're figuring it out. We're figuring out if we can go back. We're not sure if we're going to go back next year or maybe we'll skip a year and go the year after. But we're trying to figure it out. Let's see. Laura's asking, will it be on YouTube? I'm assuming you're referring to the class. The class is not, the videos are not on YouTube. They are on like a private video site so that it stays private, so that only those who have registered for the class have access to the videos. Oh, wow. Josie, I already received my order delivered in Canada. That's great. That's awesome. Okay. Question, are you posting pictures of cards next Monday? Oh, for the class. Yes, yes. During the So Very Merry class that we had in December, because there were some who did not order the same products, they wanted to be able to see the class cards so that they could pull supplies from their stash that were like a similar look. So we will be sharing images of the lesson cards and like very basic supplies, but that's it. So what we have advised in the past is that if you, like, you're more than welcome to look at the cards. You've registered for class. You're more than welcome to look at the cards next Monday when we share the PDF. But if you want to be surprised, don't look at the PDF. And sometimes it's fun, especially if you have the supplies, because you already have everything you're going to need, basically. It's fun to just watch the videos and see the cards take shape. Instead of having that sneak peek of what the cards already look like. So it's really up to you what you want to do. But yes, we will be sharing the pictures of the cards a week in advance. Airworks07 is asking, it's been a while since I have done an OCC class. Is the Facebook group thing new? It is. We've only done the Facebook groups, I think, for the last couple of years, and it's worked out really, really well. I don't think there was like a really easy way to communicate before we started having a Facebook group for each class. And I think it's really encouraged a lot of participation and involvement with all the students in class. So it's definitely not something you have to do if you sign up for class. You don't have to sign up for the Facebook group. The whole class itself, whatever, everything you're purchasing when you register for class is available at the class website. But if you want that interactive element with other students and to see what they're creating and kind of chat and talk and whatnot, you'll want to join the Facebook group. Some people are adverse to Facebook. They don't really like it. They would prefer to not have a Facebook account. So I actually know a few people that do this. They actually just sign up for a paper crafting Facebook account. They might not even use their real name. It could be like Paper Crafting Amelia, and that's the name, Paper Crafting Amelia. And they only use that Facebook account for online classes. A lot of classes out there have a Facebook account or a Facebook group associated with it. So they only use it for their paper crafting. And that's kind of a way to have, the best of both worlds, where you're not like totally on social media all the time, but you also have access to the extras from the classes. So you might consider that if you're not a Facebook person. Okay. How often do I paint my nails? It's usually, I try to go about every 5 days, but recently it's been about every 7, about once a week. But I like to go every 5 days because I like to give my nails like a break overnight. The polish is fine. You could leave it on 24/7, like 365 days a year. But if you oil your nails a lot because they're dry, and mine are always dry, they're going to absorb the oil a little bit easier if they're naked. There's no polish on them. So I like to just have like, I don't know, 12 hours where I can really oil them up. And then I put polish right back on. You know what? I didn't make it over to Lahaina. I'm not sure if any other people in our group did. We were in Kihei, so we weren't over by Lahaina. But we went to Lahaina in June of 2022. I think it was just a few months. Was it a few months before the fires? Were the fires in 22 or 23? I think they were in 22. So, or maybe they may have been 23. But I remember it was like soon after we'd been there, and I was really, really sad to see the fires devastating that area. Let's see here. Let's see. Lots of you have received your class items. Love that. Love it. Oh, Melissa's in Australia, and she's hopeful that her supplies will get there before the class. Me too. I hope that works out. Josie's asking what the name of the Facebook group. When you've registered for class, there are multiple links like provided, you know. I believe if you type in the name of the Facebook group, it's not going to come up. It's like a private group. You have to have a link to get there. Is it the same Facebook site as So Very Merry? No, it's a separate Facebook group. Because some people will have signed up for So Very Merry and not signed up for Celebrate. So, and vice versa. Let's see. It was in 2023. Yeah, I can't remember. Yes, we did get the special pineapples again. Went on a pineapple tour. I actually got a t-shirt, not this one, but I got a t-shirt. This is Maui Gold Pineapple. I'm excited to wear it. How do you get your nails not to split? It drives me crazy. Are you talking about splitting or are you talking about peeling? I want to say peeling is probably more common than splitting, but either way, I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do for that, but like specifically for nail splitting or peeling, something you could do that will help in both of those cases is to really oil your nails a lot with like a really good nail oil. I know that Dazzle Dry's Mend oil is really good for this. They have a Mend oil and a Maintain oil, and the Mend oil is what I use when I take my polish off, and I just slather that Mend oil on. Bliss Kiss is also a really good oil, or you could just get straight jojoba oil. That would work too. Oh, Gina's saying, thanks for doing the live from Hawaii. I did it for my premium members here at YouTube. It was just, I don't know, it was like 10, 15 minutes long, but we were just watching the sunset at the beach. It was chill. Something too crazy. Let's see. You weren't able to join the Facebook group. Was it like you tried to join it and then your request wasn't accepted? Is that what you're saying? If you do that and you don't fill out the membership questions, the system automatically declines your request after an hour. You basically have an hour to answer those membership questions. So if you have not already requested to be in the group and answered those questions, I recommend you try that again. Right after you request to join, it should have something like, it might have a pop-up that says you need to answer these questions. Or sometimes if you try to go and request to join again and it's still within that hour, you'll see somewhere where it says answer the membership questions. So basically you just need to put in your username or your email that you use to register for class and your order number. And just so we can like verify that you are a student in the class. That's basically what that is. When is my next release? It is May 9th. I have releases on the 9th of every month throughout the year, except for June, because June is when Concord and Ninth has summer camp and they do a big inventory blowout. So I have a plan. I have all of this like video footage from cards I made for all of my releases since September. Lots of cards that I never shared. So I'm thinking, you know, since it's an inventory blowout, I think I might maybe put up some polls or maybe I'll just decide on my own, but I might start sharing those cards, like those card videos. And then if you already bought those products, then you have some more ideas, or it will show you how to use items that you might be interested in. So I'm thinking I might do that for next month. didn't get the link for it for the Facebook group. Okay, go to onlinecardclasses.com and sign in. And then from your account page, you should be able to go to the Celebrate class. Or if you're signed in already, just click on this, like the main page where it's like register now, click on that. And then it will say thanks for registering. And it won't give you a thing that says like register for class. It will say thanks for registering. Click on thanks for registering and it will take you directly to the Celebrate class. And you'll click in, and in the welcome post, there's a link to the Facebook group. Sorry, that was like a long explanation, but I hope that helps. Okay. Oh, Gina, that's funny. I challenged myself to use my stash for So Very Merry and regretted it. This time I bought the kit. You know, people went both ways. Some people used their own stash and they loved it. They loved the challenge of that. Other people loved the ease of already having the product in their hands and they were able to just create with it right away. It both, you know, personal preference, I guess. It's great. Cool. All right, I'm going to close up for the night. It's been 90 minutes. Well, not quite 90 yet. I started a little bit late. But thanks so much for joining me tonight. I have a video edited. I just have to do the voiceover for with the long line leaves background stamp. Did a little watercoloring, so hopefully I'll be able to share that this week. Maybe on Friday. No, not on Friday because all my new release go up on Friday. We have mail call on Wednesday at 2 p.m. I'm not sure when I'm going to share that other video. It might not be till next week. All right. Have a lovely night, everyone. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in another video very soon. Have a great Monday night.